Hi Peter Peeps, this is the first episode of the Merry and Bright show. My name is Mary.
And this is Bright, Kathy.
And at Christmas time last year, or before Christmas, Kathy and I made the first holiday kit club December project. And then what we did was we made poinsettias using aluminum cans, and I promised a video showing how to do that, and well, I just haven't gotten around to doing that, but now we're going to do it today. So this is our first episode showing how to make tin can things. And so what you do is you just take a clean soda can, and these are the Tim Holtz scissors, and you just kind of poke in and start cutting around.
So Mary, I noticed the name on that can says Superstar. That must be my can, named after me.
This one says Soulmate.
Oh, well, maybe that too.
So you just cut the top off, and then you cut down. Oopsie, cut down. And you want to wash them out, you know, so this was washed out, so that's just water that came out. So you want to have a paper towel handy, and then I just came to the bottom, and I'm just cutting the bottom out. And, you know, these edges are sort of jagged, not as bad as you'd think, as long as you're using the Tim Holtz scissors. They're serrated, and it kind of makes it not as sharp. But of course, this first edge that you're cutting, you know, it gets kind of yucky. So you just got to be careful how you do it. And then I just take the paper towel and dry it off, and then it's ready to use. And through the magic of TV, we have some that are already made.
Wow.
So, but I did want to mention that when all you have to do is take your die and lay this on top of your die, and just make sure that your writing is facing up. And when your writing is facing up, your edges kind of curl up towards the writing, and then on the other side, it kind of folds it over, and you get a nice finish. And again, these you would think would be really, really sharp, but when you use the dies, they're really not. Now, if I was to like really jab this into, you know, my fingernail or something, yeah, that might cut. But for the most part, they're pretty safe. So you can see how I'm just, oopsie, I kind of bent it. But so what we're gonna do is, why did I have this in front of me if I was just not gonna cut it?
To show you need to use a good shot at some point.
So. Another cool thing, well, actually, I could show how to do one, and then you can emboss.
Yeah, let's emboss one.
I will show you how to do that. So you just lay it on the top and run it through your big shot, or whatever kind of a cutting device you have for die cuts. And we have the big one. There are 3 sizes, a large, medium, and small petal. And so then you just take, one thing you can do is use an embossing folder just to give it some dimension. I made, along with my friends, several hundred of these butterflies for my daughter's vow renewal that we had 3 years ago in our backyard, and we hung the butterflies from ribbons from the tree by where they were doing their vows, and it was really cool. She's like, keep going, keep going, keep going. So if you put it through the embossing folder, you can see, oops, well, that one it kind of like cut through. Well, and this was maybe not a good example of an embossing folder.
We didn't practice
because
that one.
We didn't practice this one, obviously, because it kind of picked off some of the things. But, you know, you can see it gives you an edge. So maybe not an embossing folder that has as much detail as this one does, something that is, you know, has bigger. Mm-hmm. So now we can move this out of our way. And you use a craft pad, and these are those the felts from Tim Holtz, and you just put that on your doohickey thing, And this is alcohol ink from Ranger. Ooh. Well, I never said this was going to be a professional video. And so then you just kind of squeeze some into it like that. And dab it on. Now if this was embossed, you know, it would be a little bit harder. You know, you'd have to use a little bit more passes over to get it to get, you know, all the ink through the embossed sections. But you can kind of see how it's taking on, the more I pounce on it, it takes on different kind of designs from the inks. And to make the poinsettia, you need 2 of the big ones, 1 of the medium size. I'm going to put some more on here. And 1 of the small sizes. And you want to try to avoid having big, heavy globs of alcohol ink. For one, it takes a lot longer for it to dry well. Normally, if you get thin layers of your alcohol ink, it dries much faster. And the nice thing about the craft pad is when I'm done with this, I can just take a paper towel and start rubbing, and it with some elbow grease rubs right off. Okay, so now we have them inked. If I want to use a couple shades of red, I can do that. If I want to add a thicker layer of it, I can let it dry really good and then add some more of the alcohol ink to it. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to start putting it together. And so you just layer them on top of each other like that. Actually, I'm going to do it this way because it's kind of hard to get them. Ouch.
And don't hurt yourself.
I'll try not to. And so you just poke a hole in. Good thing I tried doing this one at a time instead of trying to do it all at once, because I would have like poked my finger.
Yeah, we're not going to go to the emergency room today.
Nope, we got too much to do today to go to the ER.
Oh, we got to finish one of our kit clubs.
Definitely. And so like on the example that I showed, we used an antique brad from Stampin' Up, and this one, just for our demonstration purposes, is just a plain gold one. And this, you know, the gold, you could, if you had some black alcohol ink, you could dye it black if you wanted, or you know, whatever color. The brads will take the color well also.
And I like how you can, it's so pliable that you can shape the leaves.
Now, ideally, you would let this dry better. I really should have my reading glasses so I could see better, but because when I'm doing this, I can feel, you know, and my fingers are kind of getting a little sticky from it. So in some sections you may look at it and go, oh, that alcohol ink kind of rubbed off. That's just because I'm handling it when I really shouldn't be handling it. And so then you just kind of line it the way you want it to be. Close your brad. Press it down to get it to the nice shape. And then you can take, where's the bone folder? Here it is.
Don't get, it's going to get red. That's my bone folder.
You like the color red. It's your favorite color. And so you take Kathy's bone folder against her will and just kind of curve all of your petals, just kind of under a little bit. And what you're doing here is just kind of shaping to give it a little bit of a dimension.
Looks like you killed something on my craft mat.
It does. Almost done. Okay. And then when you attach it down on something, you know, it's going to push up some of those leaves a bit. But, you know, you can just kind of keep messing with it, keep shaping it so that you have the shape and the design that you want. This brad's a little wide, and so it's not, I'm having a little bit of difficulty turning these, but normally they turn much nicer for you. And you can, you know, use any sort of shape. You know, butterflies, all kinds of different dies to make things. So thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.